This is the inconsistent routine I follow as a 19-year-old who is trying to figure life out. I recently moved away from my home country about a year ago, and I really got used to doing things on my own, starting my day by doing laundry so that I can dry them off later. Being mostly independent, I get to pick what I eat, and unfortunately, the fridge today was empty. So that brings me for a little journey to the shops. I used to eat like shit before, eating junk food, drinking soft drinks, and generally wasn't aware of my own diet. But as I learned when living mostly alone, my performance when I work would be very poor, which is why I eat more healthier now when I moved in the UK. Starting the day with a simple smoothie that I saw from YouTube, I love beginning the mornings with something fresh and cool. I never really like eating heavy in the morning because it makes me feel really lazy and unproductive with a full stomach.
Hi, Mom.
After a chat from my mom, who is 12,000 kilometers away from me, I would usually start editing. But since my clothes were piled up in the washing machine, I would start hanging my clothes. This would be one of my cleaning up days where I would sort everything out in my room, such as my bed and my clothes. Today wasn't really the best day to dry clothes in the open because the sun wasn't really out, but it didn't matter to me because I wouldn't get much day offs. And just like that, as I was hanging up my clothes, I would get a call from my workplace telling me that they needed my help once again. And just like that, my whole routine would have to take a little detour. At this time, I would usually be editing, scripting, or filming a video. But since I was called to work today, I would need to eat my lunch a bit earlier, at around 12:30. Normally, I would eat my lunch around 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, but today just had to be different. Since I didn't have much to play with, I made a simple egg fried rice with some chicken strips that I found in the fridge. Now before anyone says anything, I know that you need to use day-old rice, and this is a day old, but unfortunately it wasn't kept in the fridge, which means that it's not going to taste the best texture-wise. I also would be cooking rice for later tonight, so by the time we get back from work, the rice would be ready for us to eat. I only cooked a small portion of lunch today because after this meal, I would be running to work. My workplace is only 1.5 kilometers away from my home, so it's convenient for me because it's close enough so that I could run it, but not too far where even running would take me a while. Starting from 1:30 to 7:30, I would work for 6 hours and be heading straight home in the car with my aunt and uncle. One thing's for sure, I need a shower every time I get back from work because the job that I do can get a bit messy. I like ending the day by finishing uncompleted tasks so that I could rest with an easy mind. After finishing up my bed, I would go to my checklist that I follow every week. I love improving on myself, and a good way that I found for myself is creating a weekly checklist of things that I would consistently like to achieve.
Mushroom lang, eggs lang.
After chowing down with my aunt and uncle and talking about what happened at work, I would wash up the dishes since they were the ones who cooked. This is where I usually would end my day by going to bed straight at around 9:30 to 10. But since I wasn't able to go to the gym this afternoon, I would be going after dinner. I usually like going to the gym in the afternoon because it's not too early, neither too late, and there aren't much people around, which makes it even better. But every time I got work, I always hit the gym late at night. And yeah, this is where the daily routine ends. Since it's almost 11 o'clock in the evening. And just like that, it is really the end of the day, laying down in bed at 11 p.m. And this is where the daily routine ends. My life may be a bit hectic right now, but we're still trying to put it together piece by piece. There are some improvements that I want to add into my routine, such as sleeping earlier and having time to read.
but overall, I pretty much enjoy the routine that I follow. There may be some room for refining, but I'm trying to improve day by day. My name is Baron Chapman, and I want to thank you for watching. Peace.